Hello, everyone. Hey, it's Jane from Your Way Weight Loss. Thank you for listening. Hello, Alicia.
Hello.
Okay, so if you listen to the last podcast, I am going to this presentation and it's in no time. So we have like about 22 minutes to talk to you guys.
22 minutes. We got this. Jose was just telling me about her 1 year celebration at the studio at Soul Studio.
Soul Studio. Yeah. Soul Studio. So yeah, no, we're having, we're actually planning it. So it is the, I want to say long weekend in November, but it's
Remembrance Day.
Remembrance Day. I was like, so we're going to do it it's like a 4-day event or like 3.5-day event.
Okay.
But yeah, no, good time, like free beer. We're going to go to Pump House, at 3 p.m. on the Sunday to like end it. There's going to be like prizes. Like we're excited.
So did someone buy a ticket for and gets everything, or there's like individual?
Nope. So you buy a ticket for the event.
Okay.
It comes with 3 classes for the weekend, and we're like doing fun classes, like not our typical schedule, I guess.
Okay.
There's different, like yoga is coming for that weekend. There's a Zumba class, there's a pound class, and clearly tons of spin classes. People like to spin with Judy and I like together just because we're so different in like our music choices. But I'm spinning with like Marielle, another of our instructors that I've never taught with. So it's just going to be like a fun vibe, just fun.
Yeah. 1 year.
I know, 1 year. It's something.
I hope you feel proud.
Yeah, no, I feel it's just so much fun. And just like the comments that we get from the community, it's like, I think that was the vibe that the community was hoping for. It's not your typical spin studio, I have to say. Like, it's like, it's not extra bougie. It's just fun. It's just like a good vibe. Everyone like likes each other, knows each other, because it's a small community, right? So, and that's what I wanted to create. I'm like, nothing like too serious. No, you know what I mean? Like we just like have a good time. Everyone's at their pace and we're just all practicing and trying to love moving our bodies.
Done.
Oh my God. That message I just sent. I was like, I think I did. She goes, just to make sure I understood, you feel like you did. Did I get that right? Do you? Box. Okay. Well, today we're talking about mini chocolates bars.
Mini chocolate bars. When is this episode coming out there, boss?
Well, that's a great question. I don't want to leave this area because I don't know if I can come back. But if my math is correct, I think this is actually coming out October. It would be coming out the 27th. Perfect. The Thursday before Halloween. It's not the day of Halloween. There is a podcast the day of Halloween, but you know what? I think they need this message before it happens.
Do you know what? I love a lot of things about you, but one of the things I love most about you is the way that you say Halloween.
Yes, I think we need to make a poll on this, because I said this in my English meeting and I said, Alicia makes fun of me for saying Halloween, and everyone's like, that's what it is. And I was like, interesting. So maybe it's a French thing, a Shediac thing, or an Alicia thing.
Halloween.
Yeah. I mean, it could be also Halloween.
Could be.
Where's Jeff? They're like, isn't it?
Jeff would have corrected you for sure.
I think it's here. Jeff? He was on the couch earlier. He might be ignoring me as well.
But regardless of if it's Halloween or Halloween, before we kind of talk about the mini chocolate bar extravaganza, I want to just like take a minute to acknowledge for you guys that I used to have so much anxiety around this holiday. And so I'm going to sit here 7 years later and say, you don't need to worry about that, and just use abundance mindset. But while I'm speaking about that, I want you guys to remember that I was also the person that would lose all control, not even on the mini chocolate bars. I would find the large chocolate bars and then I would have anxiety for days about it, feel like shit that I ate all the things, and then continue to eat all the things because I felt like shit that I ate all the things. I had that cycle. I had those thoughts. I had those behaviors. So like, I just need to like get that out.
Absolutely. So I think that like what people can be inspired by is that evolution, seeing that like, wow, you were like that, you were doing that. And I think that's why, we were talking last podcast about, our own story. People need to see our evolution. Alicia. Like they need to be like, wow, these were the, Alicia was this mom and now she's this mom. Like, you know what I mean? And I just think it's really important that we keep sharing our evolution and not just share where we are today. I think that's a big part of like what we do. And people believing us.
Our evolution. Write that down.
Share our
and not just the physical, like you know what I mean? Like it's me sharing that I used to feel that way and think that way.
Yeah. So that people connect to that and they want our service to get there. So for me, I definitely relate to what Alicia's saying. And I want to share this. I went to lunch with Jesse and Robert yesterday, and we were talking about their amazing trip. I don't know if you saw in Europe. It was just like,
I just can't keep following them.
It's just amazing, right? Okay. So we're talking about it and I freaking love them so much. We made fun of like Robert's like sweater over his shoulder. I'm like, look at Robert with his sweater over his shoulder. He's like, even on the boat, no shirt, but a sweater over my shoulder. We laughed. Anyway, so we were just talking and I opened up. I don't know how this conversation came about, but
sometimes you just open and it just got,
you're like, shit, I just shared something kind of like traumatic to them, but they were like very responsive. I said, I don't know if you guys noticed, I don't know why I said this, but I said, I don't know if you guys noticed how I travel way more than I did before the pandemic. And they were like, just like, you're right. Like you usually would never go really anywhere like you. And remember how I used to say to Jesse, like, oh my God, like your life seems amazing. Like if I could go to Montreal for 2 days and whatever. And we were just sharing my evolution in terms of like what we do at Your Right Weight Loss. Like your message is like so amazing, whatever, blah, blah. And I said, in the past, the reason why I was not going on vacation is because of my fear of weight gain. And like you saw their face, like being like, and I'm like, and honestly, even this lunch, like even me going out to a lunch on Tuesday, I would have never agreed to a lunch on a Tuesday 3 years ago. So it's just to like, I would have been like, or I would have agreed not wanting to go and anxious about weight gain. And so I have like, and that was just 3-4 years ago. Like, so it has nothing to do with how you look. Cause on the outside, I look like I'm maintaining my weight. Like people are like, oh, she's got this, but there's so much evolution to be done inside and how you speak to yourself and honestly like the anxiety around like the weight, the gaining the weight back and whatever. And they were like, oh, like, and I'm like, so I just like, I've like, she said, you just see the evolution. That's what we're talking about. The evolution of your weight loss. And, and we've just like really what would be the evolved. Thank you. I was like, it finishes with ED. We have really evolved as a business. And I was like, it's because I have evolved as the person, like, you know what I mean? Like we have evolved. And I was just sharing that with them, which is like, when you think about that, it's like, wow, like just you see the evolution in us. Like, and I know our members that have been a part of Your Weight Loss, they see the evolution and they've been a part of it. And I was like, some things I'm like, I'm like sad that that's kind of like something that I believed in, or, and Robert was so sweet. He's like, but that's what you knew. And that's like, you still helped so many people. Like, you still like really were always different. You never gave a meal plan. You never like, you were still very different in the weight loss industry. Anyways, the evolution, that's what I wanted to share that.
And that's what we want you guys to be inspired by. So if you're sitting here and you're like, that's me, like I have mini chocolate bar anxiety, and that's your story, know that it doesn't have to be your story.
Yeah.
So what do you think that you've done to get from the point, have anxiety around traveling, eating out mini chocolate bars to just fully living your best life? Like, how do we get from here to here?
And that's such a good question. And all of those things come to one thing, which is like a good news. It's not like, well, for vacation, this is it. And for mini chocolate bars, this is it. And for holidays, this is it. For me, my evolution started when I really understood calorie deficit. Like I keep saying it, but like that, like literally changed my life. Now you can know about it, but if you don't experience it or believe it or truly understand, it's not going to pay off the way it did in my life. So I went out of my way, intentionally trying shit out. What if I go to lunch? What if I eat a mini chocolate bar every day? What if I don't care about carbs?
What if I only eat Tim Hortons for a month? Guys,
we would have never done that 3 years ago. Right? We would have never done that. I would have never agreed to that. That just shows our evolution.
Nuts.
Nuts.
So guys, and when you really think about it, like a full size chocolate bar is like, I don't know, 250 calories. Like,
I know.
like legit, what if you ate a full size chocolate bar, but then actually like stopped because you were totally satisfied and there was no guilt and there was no shame and there was nothing? Like, imagine that.
Imagine eating the chocolate bar without the bullshit. Like,
Without the
so
bullshit.
but like that's like the last week's or the last podcast, like I said, like let's get rid of the bullshit. So it's like you eat the chocolate bar and there's no bullshit, there's no like that was bad, that's unhealthy, you should have eaten this, you shouldn't have, like that's bullshit. Like all of that is not true.
And that's a piece of it as well. Like, I think the calorie deficit piece, but then the food labeling, it is so important that like that goes with it. Because once you understand calorie deficit,
then you can
labeling that food as bad. And here's the thing, guys, when we eat something that is bad,
oh shoot, she's having one of those moments where it like freezes. No big deal, she's gonna come back. She's gonna come back, everyone. Okay, she's back. Go.
Hi. Am I back?
Yeah, you're back.
Okay. So when we feel like it's bad, we think I'm bad because I ate something bad. Like, have you guys ever eaten a chocolate bar, but in secret?
Yeah. Alicia was more like the secret eater. That was like a part, she's frozen again, but that was a part of you. Like you've really shared that on the internet and people really relate to that. And so it's good. That's why I love that we're like different. Like, you know what I mean? Because like, I have never, like, that was not a part of the thing. That was not a big part. Maybe I did it and I don't remember, but like, I wouldn't have stopped at McDonald's and eaten in my car. Like, you know, and not that it's bad or good, just like, it just was not, that was not the one thing that made me overweight. There were other things, you guys. So I think that's what's important.
It is. And the reason why I was eating these things in my car is because I felt shame. Like I felt embarrassed that I was eating something bad. And I think a lot of people can connect to that emotion. So when you tell yourself that something's bad, you're telling yourself, I'm bad. If I consume that. Like I remember being envious or like even almost curious of people that were so open about eating bad things. Like my friends would be like, yeah, I just crushed McDonald's. And I'd be like, ooh, they're just saying it out loud. Like I would like, you know, and by me, when you don't say something out loud, you are creating shame. You are, whether you like it or not, communicating to yourself that what you're doing is bad. So eat that friggin' full-size chocolate bar in front of everyone.
And there's this thing, I'm just having a moment. There's this thing where if you're not overweight, it's okay to eat that. But if you're overweight, then it's bad. Like I was having a conversation with one of our members, not overweight. And she's like, her mom was eating a poutine and the dad said, why are you eating a poutine? And she was there and she's like, why are you asking her why she's eating a poutine? Would you ask me why I'm eating a poutine? He goes, no. She's like, well, it's the same thing. You know, so why is certain foods bad for the overweight people and not like, guys, think of that. That's ridiculous. Because you're like, it's unhealthy. Oh, so it's healthy for the healthy person. Like that makes no sense. It makes no sense.
Yep. And another piece, guys,
oh shoot, we're having issues for our second podcast here recording. They like to do that. Okay, go.
One other piece, guys, is that I eat chocolate every single day now.
Same.
Like I love chocolate. And so I eat chocolate every day. So I'm not going into Halloween feeling deprived of chocolate because I eat it every day. Yeah. I have an abundance mindset around chocolate. I'm not like, I'm going to eat all of this because you tell yourself this story. You say, I'm only going to eat it Halloween night and then I won't eat it again. And that never happens. You always sneak into your kids' Halloween stuff, but you're also sending yourself this message that eat it all now so it's gone. Cinderella type message. That is damaging as well. I can eat, repeat after me. I can eat as much chocolate as I want today, tomorrow, the 31st, the 1st of November. There's no day where chocolate is allowed and not allowed.
Yeah. Yesterday, Julie arrives for a meeting and I'm like, want a Reese's Pieces? I have like a full bag of Reese's Pieces. I eat one after every lunch and every supper.
Absolutely.
And that's why there's actually, there's a full box of Kit Kats and whatever in the corner for Halloween. I haven't, like, I don't care for it. I have my Reese's Pieces. I'm like, it is what it is. And once they're gone or not gone, they're going to become in my pantry. So they'll become the chocolate that I'll be eating. Like, so for me, like those little boxes I could have all year, but I was the person that I was like, why are you buying chocolate all year round? That's only for Halloween. I was that person.
Absolutely. And you know what, guys, you also might be at a point in your journey where it is still really difficult for you. So that's fine as well. Like, you know what I mean? Like if you are really struggling, maybe you only buy it the day of Halloween or the day before. You know, it's like what's access to success was different for me 7 years ago than it is right now. Right now, for me, access to success is having chocolate in my home because I've really worked on my mindset. Now, when I was first doing that, maybe I bought 7 little chocolate bars and I had 1 pack. I had enough for the whole week, not 100. See, like we're easing ourselves in here.
We are. And I think that it's what's important and what the message is that this is possible, to believe that this is possible. So it might not be where you are today and to create that mindset in life today, but you'll never get there if you keep believing that you can't handle chocolate in your life, because if you keep believing that, you're not creating the proper reflections of why the F do I believe that? Well, chocolate is bad. What? Thought we weren't doing that anymore. You know what I mean? So like, you're not creating that. You're not working on your mindset at all. You're believing something. And every year you're not working on, I truly believe like every year I see myself being less and less bullshit. Saying kind of free for all. Just I don't know where I'll be when I'm 50. I'm not wearing any clothes ever. Or like, I'm not following any rules, but like, it's like insane to me. Like, even as someone that like is very connected and was like, has done this work for so long and like has been so connected to like who I want to be. And like for a long time, I still see evolution. Like, I'm like, holy man, this year I'm very no bullshit. Like,
I think we'll always continue to evolve and work on ourselves because that's just who we want to be. But guys, if you truly believe I can't have chocolate in my home, if you believe that, then you're right. But that is a limiting belief.
Yeah.
You are creating that environment. You are creating that reality with that thought.
Yeah. And I think when we have thoughts like that, like beliefs, why? And then like, well, because I'm going to eat 17. Why? Well, because I can't just eat one. Why? Like, I need for you to go like, why? And if it comes down to like, well, because, once I open up, like, I just like need to finish it all. Why? Like, I'm sorry, but like, this is the way through. Like, if you're not having those conversations, you will always believe what you believe.
The answers, guys, are waiting in your thoughts.
Yeah.
And you are going to need to first identify those thoughts, and then you start replacing those thoughts. And before you know it, you'll actually not have to replace the thoughts anymore. They will be the forefront of your brain, but that takes time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
I feel like that was good enough. Like, we got them a good pep talk about mini chocolate bars.
I think they feel great.
And like, to think that right now I have mini chocolate bars like all year round, like in my life, like that, I don't fear anything. And I actually like, it's not like I want to, like, I eat one, I know I'll have one later, like, and also my lunch was so satisfying. I don't need 17. Like, so it's just, I'm not eating a Reese's. Like, when people say I only eat when I'm hungry, I'm pretty sure I'm not hungry when I eat my Reese's Pieces. I just had lunch. It has a different purpose. Food has different purpose than just like, you're hungry, you eat. Like, that's not the life we live, but it's having such a great relationship with food that every time you eat, you're so satisfied mentally, satisfied. Okay. Well, thank you for this great conversation, my friend.
Such a good chat.
Okay. We love you guys. We appreciate you. Please leave us a review. We love sharing our podcast reviews. So it takes a little bit of your time, but it really helps us a lot. So we would love that. Comment, share with your friends. Share
this podcast. Imagine if everyone shared this podcast with one friend. We would get to our 1 million party next week.
Yes. About mini chocolate bars. What a fun conversation to have with your friends.
Done.
Okay, everyone. So, today we're actually at the Tracadisho. That's interesting. We're
That's
doing
fun.
a show tonight. Okay, everyone, have a great day and see you soon. Bye.
Bye.